Since 1898, First Baptist Church Daytona Beach has had a rich and profound history. And it has been built in the center of the city to reach that city for Christ. We thank God for the rich history and heritage and for the generations that have gone before in our downtown location and the foundation that they've built as we look to the future.
City of Daytona is a family-oriented area. I've lived here for a long, long time. It's a perfect area to plant your tree and let your roots grow down deep into the soil. The beach area is where most tourists want to stay, and everyone who moves here always wants to spend all their time on the beach. Shortly after that, when they go back to the realization they have to go to work every day and they can't go to the beach and be tourists, they generally try to move to an area that's progressive, clean, new, safe for their kids, and they're looking for an area that they can grow. And a great example of that is what's happening in the West. The city of Daytona has moved everything as far as their infrastructure growth to the west, and now all of the commerce has moved to the west. So I would say there's very little reason for people on a day-to-day basis to come downtown.
In the year 2000, our church leadership became aware that all the activity and growth was out west. In fact, things downtown were starting to be vacated and deteriorating. And so we purchased 262 acres on the Tomoka Farms Road out west of Interstate 95. Since we've purchased that property, the city has graciously annexed our property into the city limits, and we have received proper zoning and permits to build a building. And we've also built a bridge out there that has the entrance from the Tomoka Farms Road that gives us better access to the property.
There was just a movement in the heart of some guys to go and take raw land that you couldn't use, you couldn't walk on, you couldn't see across, and just faithfully month after month clear it, cut the grass, and get it to a usable place. Recognizing that we had this incredible piece of property that was going to be right in the middle of what would be the future of the city as the city grew west. At that time, we couldn't afford a building, and so we just had the crazy idea to put up a tent. So we started this worship service called Worship Without Walls just to see what God would do. And didn't know if anybody would come, but surely people began to come, and we began to meet people. As we built the tent, we realized that it actually goes all the way back to our founding of this church, where the founders here at the downtown location actually erected a tent for worship meetings. So it really took us back to our roots. What has resulted from all of that is a vibrant and growing gathering of people for worship each week that are definitely connected to and a part of First Baptist Daytona Beach.
I see our location out there as a real anchor point for the community and a real opportunity to just bring people in with a great facility so that we can share the gospel. The steps the church needs to take in order to grow in Daytona and grow in Volusia County is first reaffirm the decision that we made back in 2000. And then we can put our first building up out there and move the current church out to that property, maybe putting up a new building and a sanctuary, really start a campus to where we can reach people for Christ.
The church leadership is united and believes that the best opportunity for the church to reach its potential is to locate the church on Tomoka Farms property. This is a journey that this church has been on since 2000. But God's timing is always perfect, and right now is the perfect time for First Baptist to move forward.
There are 12,000 homes that are scheduled to be built in and around that area. We are going to have tremendous opportunities on the Tomoka Farms property because there is just open land, and that's where people are building, that's where communities are, that's where families are. Our neighbors are located right around the corner from us, and we need to be more bold about inviting them and getting them out to the property.
Our growth potential is really unlimited. Not just the buildings themselves, but the opportunities to add things like sports fields and parks and trails, and make it more than just a church property, but almost make it a part of the city that we can use to reach the community, in addition just to coming together for church.
It just simply makes sense that you move the church physically to where you have people. The church is not a building. The church is people. The building houses the people and houses the ministry. When the walls start going up, we're going to see a true revival take place in the church. So many people have invested so much for so long, and now they begin to see it. The legacy of First Baptist Church of Daytona Beach has been in a central location in the midst of the city in order to reach that city for Christ. We endeavor to continue on our Tomoka Farms property the very same ministry that we've always had. The time is now. Let's go.
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 Let's go.